In an era of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, it's impossible to make an impact so big that you're also considered somewhere around that bracket. Neymar has managed to do just that. In fact, one thing that he holds above the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, or any other football player in the world, is the tag of being the most expensive player of all time. First up, Neymar's big money move and expectations. Neymar's transfer to PSG took place in July 2017, and it was a moment that truly changed football. However, nearly 5 years later, it seems like the Qatari-based ownership is losing their patience with the Brazilian star because of poor performances. PSG's signing of Neymar changed everything in the footballing world. It had a backstory too, and it will help in understanding why the PSG owners are now fed up with Neymar. PSG backed by rich Qatari owners who were stunned when Barcelona tried to price their midfield maestro Marco Verratti. They didn't only block the move and convince Verratti to stay, but also moved heaven and earth to pay the release clause of Barca's most prized asset, Neymar. Messi's Messi, but Neymar was the next big thing. Expectedly, they had many expectations from their new signing. Spanish clubs like to set unrealistic release clauses to keep potential suitors at bay, and £222 million felt quite unrealistic, but PSG had different ideas as they broke the bank to bring Neymar to Paris. This was a huge moment in football, a complete power shift. Before that day, it was always the other way around. Real Madrid and Barcelona would sign any player they wanted, but no one could sign someone from them they didn't want to let go of. Neymar, at the time, was only 25 and was entering his prime at the back of a sensational season with Barcelona. And this is the biggest coup a team could wish for. But what went wrong? Next, Neymar's prime was wasted. Despite a good start to his career in League One, Neymar's career at PSG didn't progress the way anyone had hoped it would. League One compared to La Liga and the Premier League is a much easier league, and there's very little competition from other sides. That means there's also less pressure on the players, and the thing about players like Neymar is that they come into their own when the stakes are high. Not like Nantes on a cold December night when the league's already wrapped up. There was just no pressure on Neymar to do something extraordinary. Even if he didn't provide the X factor, the rest of the squad was good enough to cruise to a title win. The real challenge for PSG was to win the Champions League, the biggest prize in club football. Signing Neymar, in theory, gave them a fantastic chance of mounting a challenge to do so, but realistically, until the 2019-2020 season, PSG just weren't UCL challengers. In 2019-2020, thanks to Neymar and Kylian MBAPPE, the French side got to the finals but were defeated narrowly by a Bayern Munich side. Many analysts have argued that having nothing to fight for in the domestic season in League One means that PSG players aren't prepared for the tough Champions League fixtures. This makes a lot of sense as Neymar, like many other Brazilians, needs all the motivation and man management to get going, and he's lacked that because of little to no competition, and 3 different managers during Neymar's time at the club. Neymar likes Paris more than PSG. Then, of course, there's the biggest issue of living in Paris. It's just the perfect life, as you've got an unlimited supply of money and the perfect stage to spend it. PSG owners believe that their huge investment in Neymar simply hasn't worked out because he loves the off-pitch life of Paris more than playing football. Again, this is true. In expenditure costs related to Neymar's salary, the Qatari owners have forked out a mammoth £500 million during the 5 seasons that Neymar has spent at Paris. As for the Brazilian, he's managed to spend that money on a lavish lifestyle as he lives in an incredible mansion that was once owned by the famous French actor Gerard Depardieu. In addition to all that, he's got some of the best cars in the world, including Ferraris and also a private jet. Compared to all of that glamour, Neymar has never played more than 20 of the 38 League One games in any of the 5 seasons he's been at PSG. That's a damning stat, and no wonder the Qatari owners are getting sick of Neymar. Not to mention the ongoing season where PSG was knocked out in the round of 16 of the Champions League, which was an incredibly humiliating result because after adding Lionel Messi to the front line of MBAPPE and Neymar, they're expected to go all the way in the UCL. Next, Neymar's achieved everything in club football. Players need a lot of motivation to keep playing at the highest level. It's quite tough to remain motivated after winning everything that you can, and that's where you separate great players from the GOATs. Lionel Messi's rivalry with Cristiano Ronaldo and their hunger to win more and more, even after tasting success from a young age, separates them from the likes of Neymar. For him, he's won all that he could have, and the only goal that remains is a World Cup win, which can only happen with the national side. Unluckily for PSG, Neymar won the biggest prize, the Champions League with Barcelona, and while he wanted to get away from Messi's shadow, it just hasn't happened for him at PSG. Now at 30, he's not too old to pull something miraculous off, especially with Messi and MBAPPE around, but it remains more and more unlikely that he'll guide the Parisian side to their first ever Champions League victory. Neymar has already stated that he won't be playing late into his 30s and that the World Cup this year will be his final World Cup. Of course, he could carry on playing for PSG for many more years, but it seems unlikely that he'll be operating at the highest level for them as well. It seems like Neymar's content with his club career and he's more than happy to hang up his boots, and that's something that the Qatari owners of PSG are okay with. As they expected, much more. But Brazilians don't take football too seriously. Brazilian players like to party. They like to let go and be a little non-serious. No country in the world has managed to produce more talented players than Brazil, but making it in football is more than just talent. talent and requires a lot of hard work and consistency over many years. Neymar's just another one on the list. Again, this isn't to say that Brazilian footballers haven't achieved a lot. You can find many Brazilians who won multiple World Cups, Champions Leagues, etc., but they're also equally happy to just let loose now and then. While that isn't a bad thing, most fans, owners, and managers want complete discipline from their players. That's not what you get from a player like Neymar, who on his day can win you any football game from the most impossible of situations. PSG would know. They were at the end of it when Barcelona overturned a 4-0 loss thanks to a Neymar-inspired win that knocked out PSG, but mostly, he'd rather not put in the effort. Some would say it's ironic that Neymar's greatest moment in the Champions League came against the club that he now serves, but that's just football. Either way, the club hierarchy isn't happy with Neymar, in light of reports that he hardly trains with the club anymore and turns up drunk for training. He's been booed by the fans, and it feels like Neymar's journey with PSG might be coming to an end. What is next for Neymar? This begs the question, what happens next in Neymar's story? Well, he's on a big salary with PSG, and not many clubs can afford Neymar. There's a club that can afford Neymar, the new rich club on the rise, Saudi-owned Newcastle United from the Premier League, but it remains unlikely that Neymar would swap England's Tyneside for Paris. Plus, the Qatari owners understand the importance of keeping Neymar around for one more year. While they already regret giving him a new contract, they know that the World Cup this year is in Qatar, and having two of the biggest footballing stars in Qatari-based club is great for business. So, more or less, purely for financial benefits, the club will want to keep a hold of Neymar for one more season. Following the conclusion of the World Cup and the end of 2022-2023 season, it feels like Neymar's Parisian adventure might come to an abrupt end. By that time, Neymar will be 31, and a transfer away from Paris could be his final move. So the MLS remains the most likely destination for the Brazilian superstar. As for PSG, they'd be hoping that Neymar's final hurrah with the club results in a Champions League win. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think PSG should give another season to Neymar with Messi? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.